Barflies, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Bar Liquor Reviews. Tonight we got something a little special. We have got
Truffles.
So,
particularly White Alba Truffles, the most expensive food in the world, other than Swallow's Nest, but that's a whole weird thing. These generally go for about $4,000 to $5,000 a pound. This is a summer Burgundy truffle from France. This is a little step down on the scale. This goes for about $1,000 a pound or so. So, yeah.
So, those of you that don't know, truffles are a fungus. They grow underground and they're kind of like a symbiotic relationship with the roots of
hardwood trees.
And they grow off of there.
Like elm trees, oak trees, hazelnut trees. There's a chestnut trees. There's a couple of different trees that they particularly like. But the problem with these is you can't farm for them. You really can't cultivate them. You can inoculate these trees with spores, but the chances that they take are slim to none. So you just kind of have to get lucky. And sometimes it takes years to even get one truffle out of it. So that's what makes them so expensive.
And because of it, about 100 years ago, people used to be able to cultivate about 2,000 tons of truffle. Now today we're down to about 30 tons of truffle. And it's unfortunately caused a lot of crime and a lot of fakes coming out of China because they harvest them as quick as they can without them being ripe and send them to market, and those go for about $20 a pound.
Yeah, I mean, they're not necessarily fake. They're still truffles, but they're just a different species of truffle.
Right.
So each truffle is its own unique species. I believe the white is tuber malagentum or something like that along those lines. The black winter truffles from France, Perigord truffles are tuber melanosporum. So each of it's its own species per truffle, and the amount of time that they actually are ready, their season is only a couple of months long. So this truffle only has about October to December, and then that's it for the year. And again, everything about this adds value to the cost of these truffles.
And once they're harvested, they're only legitimately good fresh for about 7 days.
Yeah.
And at about the 4 to 5 day mark, they start losing flavor.
So as you can see, these are kind of all wrapped in paper towels. The way to store them is you just take a Tupperware container, you wrap them in paper towels, keep them in the fridge, keep them cold, and that'll kind of give them the longest life that they're going to get.
And the other cool thing, and I'm sure this is the thing that most people know about truffles, is they used to be harvested by pigs, and pigs were eating the truffles, so they went to dogs, and that's a whole other problem too over in Italy and France, is people are kidnapping people's truffle dogs.
And poisoning them and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And there's one woman over there, I can't remember her name, but she controls 70% of the truffle market. And it's funny not funny, but when you look at her, she looks like a real life Cruella de Vil. She wears giant fur coats. She has the deepest, darkest tan you'll ever see in the middle of winter and
awesome.
Fall harvesting these things, and she's
like the truffle.
And she's like, "Oh, darling, those are my dogs. They're going to get the truffles."
But
she says that about 30% of the truffles that come into her are being cut with the Chinese truffles.
Really?
So it's a big issue. That's what I was meant by counterfeit.
Oh, okay.
Like fake truffles. They're throwing in the less quality ones on that. So, not to make this thing super long, but let's get tasting.
All right, so we'll start with the Burgundy truffle, and what I brought here for it is the thing with truffles is what really brings out the flavor is some type of I should probably not touch it with my hand. Is some type of fat. So if you're butter, cheese, things like that, that's what you're going to look for. And you generally don't want to touch these with your bare hands, just because being as that they are a fungus, they literally pick up any type of bacteria that they touch. So.
Everything I watched, everyone was handling with their hands.
Yeah, that's not generally.
Like even chefs, like buying them in the back of the trucks in New York City, were picking them up with their hands and smelling them. And you're going the wrong way on your slicer there.
No, I'm not.
Aren't you?
No.
Okay.
So we don't need a ton. It smells amazing. So the smell of truffle is very polarizing. Either people love it or they hate it. It's very earthy. It's very pungent. Very aromatic, and it's very potent. So a little bit of truffle really kind of goes a long way. So what I'm using here for the fat content is I'm using some extra virgin olive oil, and I happened to pick this up when I was in Portugal. This is from the Douro Valley. It's a very, very, very good olive oil. They actually grow this intermixed with the grapes on the slopes of the Douro Valley. The grapes kind of grow from about halfway the valley floor up, and the olives grow underneath it with oranges, and the oranges and the olives kind of intermix in the vineyards.
Interesting.
And this is just a little bit of French fleur de sel. So grab a piece.
Sure.
Truffle cheers.
Truffle cheers.
Truffle is one of my favorite things in the world.
Now that one's very floral tasting. It's got a heavy amount of floralness to it.
So
I wasn't expecting that.
These you're going to get a lot more of that, and a lot more of like a hazelnut type of character. Mm-hmm. This is going to be much earthier.
So what I was saying, you were cutting on it wrong. If you look, the blade is at the back of the hand, isn't it?
It's right here. It kind of sticks out that way.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, look at, if you go this way, this is the blade too. So you go, whoosh, or this way is for making the scallops. This way is for making a slice.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was a blade.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That's how you use chocolate shavers.
Huh. Who knew? All right, so I don't know. I'm holding that with the paper towel. We got some editing to do, or not.
Oh no, you know how it is with this place. One take on everything.
Yeah, no, that's not the right way to do it.
No? Okay.
Okay, so this is the white truffle. This should be much more pungent.
It stings the
It
nostrils.
stings the nostrils. So
So you get some paper towel in there too.
Yeah, I will. I'm working on that. Oh yeah, I can smell that already. It's crazy. And again, a little bit goes a long way. So again, these two tiny truffles right there were $100. This kind of larger size black truffle over here was about $50. So
That one's way more aromatic.
yeah. So that's what you pay for with truffles. Is you pay for the aromatics, you pay for the pungence of them, how expressive they are.
You can taste the saliva from the dog's mouth that dug it up.
Yes. Well, here's the weird thing. Do you know why pigs go after them and why they use them for hunting for so long? Because the smell of truffle is nearly identical to porcine pheromones. So it's you'd use female pigs because they thought they were going after a mate, except they were going after truffles.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Alba white truffle cheers. Much more earthy. Mm-hmm. Almost a little bit of like garlic.
And garlic, some of the richer cheese flavor. There's it's almost like a brie flavor in it.
It's very creamy. Mm-hmm. I love those. Those are again, these are the most sought after truffles in the world right here.
And we have them
And we got them.
on our shit show.
I got a truffle guy. So he told me they were in stock, and I'm sitting there going, do I really want to spend that much money? And yes, they're truffles. I love them. So I use them on popcorn. Buttered popcorn with truffles is fantastic. Eggs, potatoes. The uses are endless. Meats. But yeah, so what did you think?
I liked them both. I definitely like the white better. I like the earthiness. I like the creaminess, and I liked that little like hint of brie to it. The other one was really good, but I wasn't expecting the floralness of it. That was a surprise.
Very, very different.
Yeah, I mean, barflies. Have you tried these? Have you been lucky enough to try these before? Any kind, the black, the white, the burgundy, any of the Chinese knockoffs even. I heard that woman that controls 70% of the truffle market, she says they just taste like wood to her.
Yeah, they're really firm and gross. There's actually truffles that grow in Oregon. Again, a completely different species of truffle there. And those are nice. They're not quite as aromatic as either of these. These are two of probably the top three. So, nice. Again, I mean, this would be the one to find if you're going to find any of them. These burgundy truffles, you can get them fairly inexpensively as far as truffles go. Those are just crazy expensive. So
barflies, let us know in the comments below if you've ever tried these before and what else you'd like to see us try on this show. Check out the merch store, Facebook, Instagram. And we'll see you next time on Behind the Bar Liquor Reviews. Cheers.
See ya.